Hey everyone, today we're going to be discussing the latest trends and developments in the real estate market, particularly when it comes to passive real estate investing, and how even when you feel like the deals have dried up, you can still find success as an investor, especially for the long term. So we're going to talk about emerging trends in passive real estate investing in 2023. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Passive Income MD podcast, where we talk about creating your ideal life through multiple streams of income. If you enjoy hearing about this stuff, make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get on with the show. So welcome, wherever you're listening, watching to this, wherever you are between cases, walking your dogs, whatever it is, we just want to say thank you so much. Like I mentioned, we crossed over that 1 million downloads mark when it comes to our podcast. And that's something that we never really thought would ever happen in terms of a milestone. It's not something we were looking forward to. It happened because of you, the listener, because of you sharing with other people, for you subscribing, for whatever platform you're on. We just want to thank you again. And we want to make sure we bring you value each and every week. So we're going to be talking about some of the trends in real estate investing today. So for those who are not familiar with the concept, passive real estate investing, that's what we're going to be talking about today. It refers to investing in real estate assets or investments without active involvement when it comes to the management of the property. It means that you're essentially investing in other people's deals. Now, this industry is constantly evolving. It's something obviously that's been going on ever since there's been real estate, but it's something that as a community, I feel like we can take advantage of what's going on in today's market. If we can understand it, put the fear aside and look for opportunities. So let's talk about a few key points when it comes to passive real estate investing and the trends today. Number one, in today's market, people are looking in terms of a long-term approach. The last couple years of short-term gains, a lot of that is gone now. With interest rates being what they're at, with the market being where they're at, being able to get in and get out, again, people took advantage of that over the last 7, 10 years. But in today's market, that's not what people are looking to do. I mean, everything is cyclical. So whatever happened before will happen again. But whatever's happening now, it happened maybe 10, 15 years ago. So again, while it might be tempting to try to look for some quick profits, if anybody's promising that right now, it's probably almost a too good to be true situation. Having that long-term perspective and investing in assets that are going to yield steady returns, hopefully some good cash for you over time, that's what you should be looking for. Now, we've seen some asset classes that are in trouble. Office space right now. You're hearing about it all over the place, especially in these major metropolitan areas. They're at steep discounts, but still nobody is buying them. People are looking to see whether they can reposition these properties, these office spaces, into more residential, experiential, commercial. But even then, people are having a hard time selling these properties. Mainly it's because people are working from home. I mean, who wants an office space if most people want to work from home, right? However, in the multifamily space, in the apartment space, market factors are actually pretty good. Housing, because of interest rates being high, it's unaffordable. People are not able to buy homes. Young people, millennials, are still moving into urban areas. That's where all the fun stuff is happening, where all the jobs are, where people want to be, they want to congregate. Those are wins at the back of multifamily, and so those are looking great. So look for these kind of economic, demographic factors when it comes to looking at different types of investments. What I would tell you is when you're getting into some of these passive real estate investments, from where we're at in the market today, expect to be in at least on the longer end of these ranges. When they promise you ranges from 3 to 7 years, expect that 5 to 7 year range. Look for the returns. Make sure that your money, because it's not liquid, meaning that once you make the investment, you're probably on for the ride the entire duration. Make sure that that's an investment that makes sense for you considering your portfolio. Think about the long term. Next, make sure that your mindset during this time is cautiously optimistic. That also means to be somewhat opportunistic. You're going to hear about deals and still they're going to sound great, but you want to be cautious. You want to do your due diligence more than ever before. You want to be able to navigate the ups and downs, whatever the market's at right now, be able to make informed investment decisions and keep that stance, right, of being cautiously optimistic. At the same time, you want to be opportunistic. You want to look for opportunities out there because they're going to present themselves over the next 6 to 18 months. I'm starting to see some of that today. You're starting to see price drops. You're starting to see reductions where it wouldn't have happened before. You're seeing sometimes in the order of 10, 20, even 30%. A good number of commercial loans, whether it's office, even multifamily, a lot of them are coming due before 2025. And so what's going to happen during that time? Credit is starting to slowly dry up. So a lot of these deals, they're worried about whether they'll be able to refinance or not. If the deals aren't operating well from a number standpoint, a lot of these properties will need to sell at a loss. And hopefully the bank doesn't have to take them over. But if you start seeing a lot of these in the marketplace, you start hearing a lot of this news, know that prices are dropping, and that's probably an opportunity to be opportunistic, to find good chances to get into deals at what's called a great basis. That means a great price to get in. Well, you've probably heard about real estate with that great saying that says, you make money when you buy. Now, that's more relevant to this time more than ever before. I've stayed cautiously optimistic, meaning that I'm looking for opportunities where there is a story behind it, meaning that the property maybe was at a higher price, and there's been a discount now, that it's distressed in a way, that there are reasons why the seller needs to sell now. I'm looking for these opportunities, and more of them are coming on the market as we speak. And I know I've said this again and again, but many of you have been waiting for the bottom to ride that big wave. Well, we're coming up on that time right now. So make sure you're ready to go and strike when the opportunity presents itself. Okay, another trend that we're noticing this year is that urban demographics, what's happening in the urban landscape, a lot of that is currently changing. As passive investors, as smart, savvy members of this community, we want to stay ahead of that curve. We've all heard about baby boomers and the aging population. Well, that's going to present a ton of opportunities for you and me. Maybe that's in the senior living space. Maybe that's the way the cities are made up and people, in terms of younger people, are moving into the city. Maybe that creates some opportunities. The baby boomers are going to be retiring. Where are they going to live? Where are the demographic trends heading? Where are certain areas where they like to live? Maybe it's Florida, maybe it's somewhere like Arizona where the weather is different, where people want to live in those areas. That's going to lead to significant investments in that area. And also it's going to lead to opportunities for you to jump in with some people who are doing deals in that area, especially that cater to that population, whether it's the younger millennial generation or whether it's the older baby boomer retirement generation. And this is a little note actually with the baby boomer generation, is that all of those businesses that they own, they've had a hard time selling them off. They're going to have to sell them off because they're going to go into retirement. So just so you know, there's going to be a massive influx of opportunities for businesses to be sold and for us to buy them at a significant discount if that's something you're looking for. Again, I know that's not real estate, but it's just a point that I wanted to make, especially because we're talking about aging demographics. All right, here's another trend that's happening all across the country. Now that people are able to live wherever they want to live, work remote, have a different quality of life, I think that people, especially coming out of the pandemic, people are looking for that quality of life. I know I am. I think you are too. So certain areas that provide that, where the cost of living is reasonable and also provides all the great amenities of living in a bigger city, a lot of those areas are still seeing rent increases during this time, especially if there's a strong job market. And that's going to be attractive to both renters and buyers. Some of these top ranked real estate markets include places like Nashville, Dallas-Fort Worth area, Atlanta, Raleigh, Phoenix, Charlotte, even Miami. Some of these areas are still seen as growth areas over time. Again, we're looking long-term here. We're not looking for the short-term. We're looking for long-term places to invest. When we look to invest in passive real estate, we're looking for ultimately cash flow. That, these deals will come, they'll sell, and then you'll be able to roll into the next deal. But we're looking for that cash flow for long-term to replace our income, to provide that passive income for us, allow us to spend that money however we want without having to put all that time and energy in. We've already put that time and energy in working in our day jobs, and we want to funnel that into more passive income streams. Also, things that we're looking at right now and seeing in the market is trending towards longer-term debt. Now, what that means is that when people are getting leverage right now, when they're taking loans for real estate properties, they're looking for the long term. I think that's what people are looking for, a little bit more security than these short-term floating rates. So note that when you're going to be in investment right now, you're probably going to see some of those longer-term loan rates that provide some security in terms of what the rent's going to be. And hopefully that creates cash flow off the bat. But again, for investors like you and me, that might provide some sort of security that you know that this investment is set up for the long term. Again, think long term right now. Think 5, 7, and 10 years, not those quick turnaround fix and flips 3 years from now. Obviously, real estate prices are notoriously difficult to predict. And also interest rates, no one predicted what happened with interest rates. They knew it would go up, but nowhere in any underwriting models did anybody suspect that it would go up 5 percentage points, right? But investing in quality assets, no matter the case, if you buy it at the right price and you buy it with good debt in terms of good loans, you can weather any sort of fluctuations over time. And that's what we're looking for, those types of deals. So what do I believe? I believe that real estate investing, it's a real estate class that has sustained ups and downs. Now, it doesn't always go up and down with the stock market. It's known that not necessarily correlate. Now, it's happened in 2008. They correlated very well because that crash was due to the real estate market. But I think that in today's world, you can prepare for a season of sustained growth in the future. You can prepare yourself for what's going to happen over the next 60, 18 months, where you're going to see prices dip and opportunities present themselves. It requires some level of patience, careful planning, putting your capital together, educating yourself, forming a community or being part of communities of people talking about this so that you can stay informed about the latest trends and developments in the industry. If that becomes the case, you can set yourselves up to ride this next wave. Again, we only get one or two of these in our lifetime, I believe, where we could take advantage of a really big real estate or investment wave so we can really create the generational wealth for ourselves that not only give us freedom from our day jobs, also help set up our lives so that we can live however we want. Now, if you want to learn more about real estate investing, other financial topics, even how to create new businesses, I want to let you know our conference is coming up. It's coming up in September 21st through 23rd. We've already had a ton of people sign up because it's now active. If you go to PIMDcon.com, you're going to learn about this conference. We're going to be packing it with expert speakers, mastermind sessions, coaching, networking opportunities that can really help you level up your game when it comes to finances, both when it comes to real estate investing, your passive real estate, passive income game, as well as even building businesses and entrepreneurship. I'm really excited about the timing of this year's conference. It's going to be happening when so much is going around in the world. And so it helps to surround yourself with other like-minded people, learn from others, and put yourselves and create an actionable plan to set yourselves up for the future. So if you want to learn more about it, visit our website, PIMDcon.com, and see you there. Enjoy the show? Let me know by dropping a review in the podcast app you're listening to us in. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe. Join thousands of physicians who are also on this journey to creating their ideal lives through multiple streams of income. Learn more at our website, passiveincomemd.com. Thanks again for allowing me to be a part of your journey. See you next time.